So in case you didn't know, Lightroom just released a brand new feature in the last couple weeks, allowing you to reduce the noise in your images using AI. In this video, we will be looking at how well it works, as well as comparing it to two of the industry leaders in denoising technology. Hey everybody, my name is Austin James Jackson. I'm a professional landscape photographer based here in Southern Utah. In today's video, we're talking about the brand new AI features for reducing noise in Lightroom. Now the features work pretty good and I'm really excited to show you because this is a really great feature for Lightroom. Let's just go ahead and jump straight in there, right over into Lightroom. If you want these features, make sure that you update your Lightroom Classic to the most recent version. So you've got your photos open here in Lightroom. Now the reason why I've got all these different colors is because I've already mixed and mashed a bunch of photos and I have some comparisons for you guys. But first I want to show you guys exactly how this software works. Now it's pretty easy to use and my thoughts are mixed on it, but I will show you guys how it works and let you decide what you think about it. So I'm gonna go to my raw photo here. I'm gonna show you this photo first because I think that this is a really good example, especially if you're a landscape photographer, of the kind of things that you are going to have. So this particular photo was shot at ISO 1000. It's not particularly noisy. And I will show you over here. You can see how it's just a little bit noisy. It's not too terribly bad. I do have some other images that are a lot worse, but I will show you this one to begin with. So you've got your image here. You're gonna go into the Develop tab here. This is gonna open up now. On the right side of the screen, you've got all your adjustments. You can see I've made a few basic adjustments on this photo, a few color adjustments and whatnot. But when you scroll all the way down here, you get to detail. Now, previously you had these options here for manual noise reduction. Now you have this option that says denoise, reduce noise with AI. The result will be saved as a new DNG. So you can go ahead and hit denoise. This screen is gonna appear. Now, the first time I launched this, it went really slow, but now it seems to be going pretty fast, which is nice. You can click and drag around once it loads out onto the photo in order to get to the particular spot that you want to be in. You can see it takes just a second to load. Now this is really simple compared to the other two ways that I usually recommend people to reduce noise, which is Topaz DeNoise, which is my favorite, or there's DxO PhotoLab, which also works just as well as DeNoise. It's just more of a full service editor as opposed to DeNoise is a little bit better as a plugin. So when we scroll around here, you can see I'm up. I'm gonna go to this spot here where it was a little bit noisy, hover around the tree. The problem is, so unfortunately one thing that really bothers me about this is that you can't increase the size of this window. I want to see my photo larger than right here. I mean, I'm using a pretty decently sized iMac screen. If you're using a laptop, it's gonna be even smaller for you. You're not even gonna be able to tell really how much the noise is reduced. So the problem is you can't zoom in anymore. You can only zoom out. You can see this zooms you out. Command plus doesn't zoom you in anymore. So it is what it is. Now, you have the option to check to do denoise. You can also do super resolution. Super resolution is going to be similar to just adding some resolution to your photo. It's not something that I want to do to this photo. Instead, I just want to do raw details and denoise. This video is about the denoise. It's not about the super resolution. So with the denoise here, you can adjust the amount. Raw details is automatically checked. It's going to make it so it enhances the details. You can even read what it says here. Automatically applied when using super resolution or denoise. So you've got raw details automatically going to apply when you select this. Now, you can adjust the amount. Obviously, 0 would apply no denoise and 100 would apply maximum denoise. For all of my examples, I found that 100 was the best because I needed to remove as much noise as possible. So I just went ahead and went with 100. Once you're done with that, you can click enhance. It's got an estimated time of 5 minutes. Your time may be more or less depending on how large your files are and what the specs of your computer are. So don't take the whole speed thing really seriously because you really don't know how fast it's going to be because it totally depends on so many different factors that are going to be different on your end than they are on mine. So anyways, once you're done, you go ahead and hit enhance, and then it's going to give you a bar up here and it's going to take, like that says, it's going to take 5 minutes to create a new photo. So then what it does is actually pretty cool. Rather than applying it on this photo, it creates a new photo. So it creates this photo here, which it renames to enhanced NR. This is the Lightroom adjustment here. Now, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to compare the two to each other using Lightroom's compare module. When I zoom in, on the left, we have our denoised image. On the right, we have our base image. So you can see that it's done a pretty good job. There's some things where it certainly didn't work well over. I like what it's done in the rocks here and on the ferns down here and over in here, but you can see like it gets kind of muddy in here. It doesn't look great. Now, I will say, huge improvement over the old way to reduce noise in Lightroom. This is far better, and this is far better than what you can do in Photoshop. This is going to be the way to reduce noise if you don't want any plugins, just like that in Lightroom. Super easy, comes with your Lightroom. You don't need any special subscription. So if you've already got Lightroom, you already have access to this, and it works really well. You can see it did a pretty good job of keeping the details here in the trees. I'm pretty happy with that. So now the real question is, how does this stack up to other denoising softwares? I've made a ton of YouTube videos, which I will link here, talking about Topaz DeNoise, and I've made a few talking about Topaz compared to some of the other industry leaders. The main one that I think does a really good job is DxO. DxO and Topaz, in my experience, produce very similar results. Both are super good. They do a great job. It just comes down to a preference of which one you like. This isn't going to be a video where I talk about too much about DxO or Topaz. I'm not going to show you how they all work because I've done that in other videos. You can watch those other videos if you're interested. I simply just want to compare the results. So on this particular photo, we have our Lightroom enhancement. The noise reduction is in blue. Topaz is in green, and DxO is in purple. So let's go ahead and compare. I'm going to select both these photos and compare. Now our select on the left is Lightroom, on the right is Topaz. Let's go ahead and zoom in, see how it did. Now, when I use Topaz and DxO, there's a lot more options to refine and really make your denoise look really nice. But in Lightroom, there's not. There's obviously just that one slider. However, to kind of make the test fair, I just went into DxO and I did auto settings. So I allowed it to just automatically choose all the settings for what it thinks works best. So essentially, it was just one simple click, just like I did in Lightroom. And you can see on this photo, it's looking pretty good. Now, denoise is still a little noisier. I could have pushed the denoise a little bit further, but I just did the auto settings, and I think it actually looks a little bit more natural. You would normally expect this amount of noise in the shadows, and of course, I could have dialed back on the noise in Lightroom, but they both look pretty good. There's nothing that really stands out that just looks terrible to me, so I'm pretty happy with both of those results. And then, of course, just for the fun of it, we'll compare the DxO to Topaz. And on the left, we have our Topaz. On the right, we have DxO. You can see pretty similar results. This one in DxO looks a little bit better. You can see like the leaves in here. They retained a little more contrast. So I do like the Topaz just a little bit better for this particular photo. Now, I really wanted to put these softwares to the test, so I grabbed this photo that is ISO 32,000. You heard that right, 32,000, not 3,200. I've got 3 zeros there. 32,000. I wanted to test the software. Same thing in Lightroom. I did the exact same thing. Just went down to denoise. This one I did amount 100. I clicked enhance. It took 5 minutes, and that photo loaded out right here. Now, let me show you guys how this one compares from Lightroom to Topaz to DxO, because I think a lot of you guys out there might be night shooters. You want to know how it's going to work with night photography. ISO 32,000 might be a little bit noisier than you're used to, but I am shooting on a Sony a7R IV. If you're using especially like a crop sensor camera, this is probably equivalent to ISO 3,000, 5,000, 6,400. It's going to be pretty equivalent. So this is kind of what you can expect from a single shot. Now we're going to compare the two. On the left, we've got the select, which is Lightroom. On the right, we've got Topaz. So both of them certainly reduced a ton of noise. Now, the problem I have on the left with the Lightroom is you can see it's introduced like a lot of weird stuff going on. It's kind of reshaped some stars, and you can see that like there's a different sharpness level here than there is up here. As opposed to on the right, the Topaz looks pretty good to me. It just looks like a low ISO photo. On the left, you can tell, like especially up in here, it's looking really rough on the Lightroom adjustment here. So I think that Topaz is definitely the way to go with night photos. Just for the sake of checking it out again, let's check out DxO versus Topaz. We've got DxO on the left here and Topaz on the right. Both, once again, you can see are very good. I'm really zoomed in here. And I mean, on the left, you can see with DxO, there might be like a little bit of like scratchiness here that I can see. But to be honest, when you're viewing this photo from like this far away, it's not too big of a deal. The foreground you can see just looks terrible at ISO 32,000, which we totally expect that, but I'm kind of just looking at the night sky. You can see we've introduced some stuff here in DxO that we didn't in Topaz. So for night sky photos, I really do honestly think that Topaz is probably the way to go. Now let's look at our last example here. This one here is a photo that I shot at ISO 3200, but I also increased the exposure by 3 stops in post-processing. So this photo was very, very, very dark, and I increased the brightness, which is why you can see it's super, super noisy here. So the first thing I did the Lightroom. Now the Lightroom adjustment looks really great. The Lightroom denoise, and if you felt like this kind of made it a little too soft, you could even back down on that denoise a little bit. Once again, I really liked using 100 for this though, because I feel like it makes this photo look pretty nice. It might be a little soft in here, but otherwise it looks pretty nice. It kind of messed up my face a little bit and on my beanie. It didn't really look that great, and it did kind of add some stuff over here, but otherwise it honestly looks pretty good. I mean, if you look at this from full scale compared to the original photo, you can see that, we'll have to zoom in just a touch. You can see that it makes a huge difference. On the right is the original, on the left is the Lightroom adjustment. When we zoom in here, you can see it looks really good. So let's compare this to Topaz. We'll see how it compares. On the left, we've got Lightroom. On the right, we've got Topaz. You can see Lightroom kind of kept a little more contrast in here than Topaz did. But I mean, both of the results are very, very good. I'm very happy with both the results. Maybe the backpack even looks better here in Lightroom than it does on Topaz, I think. But again, on Topaz, I could have adjusted and made the adjustment even stronger. But again, I just used the recommended settings that Topaz, the AI, automatically selected for me. So overall, looking really, really good. So here is the Topaz compared to DxO. I did the exact same thing. On the left is DxO, on the right is Topaz. I don't know why the DxO came out so poorly here. Once again, I just did the recommended results. I definitely think I could have got some better results if I would have adjusted some settings. But again, there's like a little magician wand that allows you to just select the things that the software thinks that should be adjusted. And that's what I did. It didn't come out good, but that is beside the point. We're not comparing Topaz to DxO. I've got another video for that, but I did want to show you how the Lightroom noise reduction works. So that is a comparison of the Lightroom noise reduction versus DxO and Topaz DeNoise. All right, guys, well, there you have it. That is the comparison for you. I will let you decide what you think is better. If you want to know my opinion, I'm more than happy to tell you that I think that it is a great, great feature for a lot of you guys to be able to do noise reduction. For a lot of people that don't want to spend a couple $100s on some of the best noise reduction softwares in the industry, such as DxO or Topaz, as you saw in the video, this is a great feature to have because it gets you probably 75% of the results that you'd be able to get in another software. So if you're not going to print your images, blow them up big, or you just don't really care if they're all that noisy, this is a perfect feature and something that you're going to get for free since you already have Lightroom. Now, if you're like me and you absolutely have to have the best results at all times because either A, you're a perfectionist, or B, you love printing your images, you are still going to want to go with either Topaz or DxO. I've created tons of videos covering these two softwares. I personally prefer Topaz because I like how it launches really easily as a plugin from Lightroom or Photoshop, so it doesn't interrupt my current workflow, whereas DxO is a little bit more difficult because you can't launch it as a plugin. You have to bring your photo to DxO and then bring it back out and bring it in somewhere else, so it's a little bit more steps. But if you want a full service editor, DxO might be the way to go if you don't want to get Lightroom or Photoshop, because then you have the denoise inherently in the program. Decision's yours. I'll link the other videos down below so you can check it out if you are interested in Topaz or in DxO. But otherwise, I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. As always, thank you so much for checking out this week's video. We will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.